When man asks believing, we have a certain posture and a certain tone and a certain twinkle in the eye and a certain smile and everything else, right? So when a man or woman asks believing, he or she must receive. For God, hello, and thank you for joining me on I Am Maggie. And what are we doing? What have we been doing in this community? We are doing the complete works of Florence Scovel Shinn, and we are in perfect expression or the divine design. Okay, so we're going to be picking up where we left off. Are you ready to rumble? Okay. In the divine mind, there is only completion. Bam. Therefore, my demonstration is complete. Bam. My perfect work, my perfect home, my perfect health. Bam, bam, bam. Whatever he demands are perfect ideas registered in the divine mind and must manifest under grace and in perfect ways. He gives thanks he has already received on the invisible and makes an active preparation for receiving on the visible. Yes! Okay, so we are moving from the ethers to the more solid. We are moving from the invisible to what we are observing as the visible. So let's keep going. One of my students' story was in need of a financial demonstration. She came to me and asked why it was not completed. So these stories are really important because they hit home over and over, similar challenges that we all have when we are speaking the word or holding our vibration or just going through the challenges of life. So she's asking her, hey, Florence, why is it not completed? And Florence says, I replied, perhaps you are in the habit of leaving things unfinished. And the subconscious mind has gotten into the habit of not completing as the without, so the within. Okay, so as above, so below. So if her subconscious is used to not completing things, or if she's in the habit of leaving things undone, there is an unconscious program manifesting in the manifest. So she said, you're right. I've often begin things and never finish them. So that can be said of a lot of us. So we're going to be working on being the closers now. So I'll go home and finish something I commenced weeks ago, and I know it will be symbolic of my demonstration. So think about that. Think of maybe one thing that you could do in your everyday life. See it from the beginning to the end, especially if it's something you've left around for a long time, maybe doing the laundry or cleaning up or paying a bill. And when you complete it, I want you to celebrate. Yeah. And see it symbolic of the demonstration of your other things to be manifest. So she sewed assiduously, and the article was soon completed. Shortly after, the money came in a most curious manner. Her husband was paid his salary twice that month. He told the people of their mistake, and they sent the word to keep it. Ooh, everybody grab for that one. Let's grab that and say, we'll have that. We would love to have our salary twice and keep it. So when a man asks believing, we have a certain posture and a certain tone and a certain twinkle in the eye and a certain smile and everything else, right? So when a man or woman asks believing, he or she must receive. For God created his own channels. So I have been sometimes asked, suppose one had several talents. How is he or she to know what one to choose? Demand to be shown definitely. So you say, Infinite Spirit, give me a definite lead Reveal to me my perfect self-expression. Show me which talent I am to make use of now. Okay, so many of us are on our way perfecting our talents. We have many talents and we're figuring it out. Okay, here we go. Together, family. Infinite Spirit, give me a definite lead. Reveal to me my perfect self-expression. Show me which talent I am to make use of now. Not later, now. Let's do it one more time. Infinite Spirit, give me a definite lead. Reveal to me my perfect self-expression and show me which talent I am to make use of now. I have known people to suddenly enter a new line of work and be fully equipped and with little or no training. So make the statement. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Make the statement. I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life. Let's do it again. And this time, let's be fearless in grasping our opportunities. Are you ready? I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life. Aha! Okay, one more time. Ready, family? I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life, and I am excited about it. And be fearless in the grasping of the opportunities. Some people are more cheerful givers, but bad receivers. They refuse gifts through pride and some negative reasons, thereby blocking their channels, and invariably find themselves eventually with little or nothing. So never block your blessing, okay? No matter how big or how small. When somebody's trying to do something for you, you really need to humble yourself. If it's hard for you to be the receiver, just humble yourself. Say a little prayer in your heart. God, help me to be humble and help me to receive this. Maybe somebody's trying to help you do paperwork. Maybe somebody wants to give you some fruit, or maybe help you out with a bill. Humble yourself, open your heart and receive. Therefore, you receive the blessing, and then their blessing is on their way to them too. We want to stop clogging up the blessing avenue. Okay, so for example, story. A woman who had given away a great deal of money had a gift offered to her for several $1,000s. I'll have that. She refused to take it, saying she did not need it. Shortly after that, her finances were tied up and she found herself in debt for that amount. Okay, so what was going to be given to her, her finances were tied up, and now she's in debt for that same amount. The universal bank is always working for us, y'all, so let's be working with it. So man should receive gratefully the bread returning in to him upon the water. And freely ye have given, freely ye shall receive. And just be humble and be thankful for whatever it is. It could be a button. Somebody could offer to do your nails. It could be so many amazing things. So it could be diapers. You just never know. So man should always receive gracefully the bread returning to him or her upon the water. For ye have given, and ye shall receive. There is always the perfect balance of giving and receiving. And though man should give without thinking of returns, he violates law if he does not accept the returns which come to him. For all gifts are from God, man being merely the channel. So all gifts are from God. And think about it. Everyone's God. You're looking at God in each beautiful person. So each person is a beautiful way of receiving your good. That's amazing. So if you're giving, give with a cheerful heart. And if you're receiving, receive with grace and humbly. A thought of lack should never be held over the giver. For example, story. When the man gave me the 1 cent, I did not say, "Poor man, he can't afford to give me that." I saw him rich and prosperous with his supply pouring in. It was this thought which brought it. If one has been a bad receiver, he or she must become a good one and take even a postage stamp if it is given to him or her, and open up their channels for receiving. So just right now, just symbolically open your arms and just say, I open up my channels to receiving. Okay, heart and mind, open up that heart. Open up the heart, open up the mind, open up the arms, and just say, I am an open channel for receiving. I'm an open channel for giving. I give cheerfully and I receive gracefully and humbly. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Creator. So the Lord loveth a cheerful receiver as well as a cheerful giver. I have often been asked why one man is born rich and healthy and the other born poor and sick. Where there is an effect, there is always a cause. There is no such thing as chance. And when we really begin to look at the way that God just set all the laws in place, everything stacked upon each other, just perfectly working and orchestrating as God's will. So when we learn to work with these laws, we're going to be so blessed. And we are so blessed. So I have often, so where there is an effect, there is always a cause. There is no such thing as chance. The question is answered through the law of reincarnation. Man goes through many births and deaths until he knows the truth which sets him free. He draws back to the earth plane through unsatisfied desire to pay his karmic debt or to fulfill his destiny. The man born rich and healthy has had pictures in his subconscious mind and in his past life of health and riches, and the poor and the sick man have disease and poverty. Man manifests on any plane the sum total of his subconscious beliefs. And when you look at how our DNA holds all the memories from the beginning of time, when you look at those rebirthing, it's all, everything in our ancestors and that's occurred on the world is all within each one of us. So we are, even in, as you know, this life, you're constantly going through birth and death processes in your current life. Like you might be born and then you become an infant and then a young child and then older child and then an adolescent and then a young adult. It's so interesting as you age because it can just feel like so many different lives. And the more that we know, God gives us every opportunity to come close to Him. So, however, birth and death are man-made laws. For the wages of sin is death. The Adamic fall in the consciousness through the belief in two powers. The real man, spiritual man, is birthless and deathless. You know that. You never can die. You are eternal. And that's why you really need to make your very best impact in this life. Right now, right here, whatever dimension you can hear me in. You need to do your very best at every point that you can, because it's for much bigger causes. It's not just you, we are the many and the one at the same time. And it's just one of God's beautiful things. So He never was born and has never died. As he or she was in the beginning, he or she is now and shall ever be. So through the truth, man is set free from the law of karma, sin, and death, and manifests the man made in His image and likeness. Man's freedom comes through fulfilling his destiny, bringing into manifestation the divine design of his life. His Lord will say unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many, death itself, and enter thou into the joy of the Lord, eternal life. 'Cause the joy of the Lord is our strength. All right, I want to thank you so much for joining me in everything that we do at this channel. I appreciate you as I'm learning with Benzie Darning at Brand My Tube and Brian Scott. I'm learning on, expanding and growing with my videos, but I appreciate your energy and the time that you spend with me watching videos, or maybe letting those meditations help you find joy in your life, or find peace in your life, or speak healing into your life, or whatever it is. And may the joy of the Lord be with you. All right. So on that note, follow me, subscribe, leave your positive comments, hit like. I would really appreciate to hear maybe what tools that you are using from this beautiful book of Florence Scovel Shinn's complete works. And until tomorrow, I just want to thank you, and may you be in peace and at peace.